The 4th of July is over, but these two teams are hoping the fireworks are just starting. Alongside Jordan Palacio, I'm Sam Wiederhaft. Welcome to Doran Park for tonight's matchup between the Harwich Mariners and the Bourne Braves. Jordan, and off for the Braves yesterday for the holiday after a tough 7-5 loss at Wareham. Give me your evaluation of the Braves through that 1-5 stretch over their past six.
Well, there's no way to really sugarcoat 1-5 in 6 games, Sam. And the problem is just not enough hitting. It's been what's plagued this team the entire season long. We go talk about this magic number of 2 runs, and we'll keep mentioning it as long as it remains relevant, Sam. 1-9 when the Braves score 2 or less. However, 5-2 when they score 3 or more. So if the Braves are able to put runs on the board, more often than not, they're going to win the game.
Now, their opponent, the Harwich Mariners, come into tonight with an 8-11 record, sitting in last place in the East Division. They come off a 6-4 victory on the 4th of July against Brewster Jordan. They have a losing record right now, but they're in that East Division, which we know is so tough. How does this Harwich team stack up against the Bourne Braves?
Well, more or less, they're more or less a carbon copy of this Braves team. They're last in the league right now when it comes to batting average. However, their pitching has been what's really saved them. And if you look at the last few games for Harwich, really they've been able to get leads early in the game. However, it's been the bullpen that has kind of sacrificed those leads. And if the Braves can get on top of Harwich in this game today, get an early lead, get Nick Dumkowski some run support, I think this is a big opportunity for the Braves to grab a win and build some momentum.
Braves currently at 6-11, 4th place in the West, and a tough stretch ahead. 17 games in 16 days. And Jordan, this stretch will decide the season for the Braves.
Yeah, I think so too. You're talking about a stretch where you have more than a third of the season played in this stretch of days here in just a little over 2 weeks. And after this stretch, the Braves are only going to have 7 more games left. And this is really important, really crucial for the Braves. I think when we find ourselves at that All-Star game over at Eldridge Park, we will know more or less where it's going to stack up. And for the Braves, if you can get out of here with a 500 record or a little bit better, I think you're a shoo-in for the playoffs.
All right, lineups and first pitch coming up next between the Harwich Mariners and the Bourne Braves. You're watching Bourne Braves Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back to Doran Park. Let's take a look at how the Harwich Mariners line up for tonight's game against the Bourne Braves. Leading off will be Max Marshak, the center fielder. Joey Weimer, the second spot, he's playing in left. Daniel Cabrera, the right fielder, he's in the 3 spot today. Nico Cavadas, the first baseman, up next. Christian Fedko at second base, the brother of Kyler Fedko for the Braves. We'll have more on that later. Chris Gallen, the DH. Michael Rothenberg, the catcher. Tyler Keenan at third. And rounding it all out will be Hal Hughes, the shortstop. And Jordan, they're going up against Nick Dumkowski, the second time he's faced this Harwich lineup.
Yeah, second time he's faced this lineup. Fourth start of the year for Dumkowski. 0-2 on the year with a 4.91 ERA. He's thrown 11 innings, given up 6 runs, all of them earned. And the last time we saw him, he threw 4 innings, had 1 earned run on a controversial home run back against Brewster on June 28th. And for those wondering, that game against Harwich last time out was only the second game of the season for the Braves. Had 4 innings, 4 hits, gave up 2 runs, and picked up the loss in that one as well.
A tough 3-1 loss. That game, the first home game of the season for the Braves, as Dumkowski, the lefty, takes the mound, lining up defensively for the Braves behind the plate. Henry Davis, Cade Beloso over at first. Jared Poland gets the start today at second. Cody Morissette moves over to short. Xavier Warren is at third base. Nick Bruiser in left. Giovanni DiGiacomo takes over center field today. And Kyler Fedko, playing against his brother for the first time ever, is playing in right field. First pitch just moments away as Nick Dumkowski warms up on the mound. The Bourne Braves coming off a tough 7-5 loss against the Wareham Gatemen. That ball game 2 nights ago. Wareham, the leaders of the West as it stands right now with a 10-8-1 record, 21 points on the season so far.
Leading off for the Mariners, number 25.
Now Max Marshak will step in for his first at-bat of the evening against Dumkowski. Marshak coming into this at-bat from Texas Tech, a .214 average on the season. Only played in 4 games, so still relatively new to the Mariners. 3 for his first 14. Dumkowski in the windup. The first pitch to Marshak is outside on the fastball, and we are underway here from Doran Park. 1-0 is the count.
And it's real important for Nick Dumkowski in this game tonight. Try and go far. He's only gone 11 innings in 3 starts.
The 1-0 is fouled off back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Braves with a 6-11 record after a 1-5 stretch in their last 6 games. That 1 win coming against the Wareham Gatemen. 6-1 win at home last week. Here's the 1-1 pitch, cut on and missed on the high strike. And Marshak now down 1-2.
And this is a good out to get here if Dumkowski is able to get it. Marshak with real good speed on the base paths. Already 4 stolen bases in his limited time so far.
Dumkowski with just 5 strikeouts on the year. The 1-2 is cut on and missed. And Nick Dumkowski starts this game off with a strikeout. 1 gone.
Yeah, not a bad start for Nick Dumkowski. A strikeout on 4 pitches really calms the nerves a little bit. But here's another tough out to get in this Harwich lineup, Joey Weimer.
Joey Weimer coming up for his first at-bat today. A rising sophomore from Cincinnati. .298 batting average. He's 14 for his first 47 at-bats. 4 extra base hits, 1 homer, 6 RBIs as well. So he faces Dumkowski for the first time tonight. First pitch is lined over in between short and third, and he gets the first hit of the day for the Harwich Mariners with a single to left.
Yeah, textbook piece of hitting there from Joey Weimer, sitting on that first pitch fastball. Dumkowski trying to steal a strike, and Weimer certainly got it there. Pulled it to the left side in between Morissette and Warren, and it's an easy single. And now Dumkowski for the first time today working out the stretch.
Allows his first hit, and the second batter for the Mariners, Daniel Cabrera, comes up, a rising sophomore out of LSU. .267 average coming into tonight's game. 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He struck out 6 times and walked 6 times with 3 stolen bases on the year so far for the Mariners. Dumkowski turns and throws to first. Weimer gets back in time. The Mariners, the bottom team in the East Division, 8-11 record. The Braves and the Mariners, the only 2 teams left without a tie this season in the Cape Cod League. First pitch is cut on and fouled off. Third base signed by Cabrera. 0-1. Braves having an off day yesterday for the 4th of July. Traditionally don't play any games on the 4th. Braves one of the only teams that do that. in the Cape League. Wareham also getting the day off as well. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and Domkowski turns and throws it over to first to check on Weimer yet again.
And it's important that they got that day off, Sam, because if they had not, it would have been an even more ridiculous stress. But the Braves scheduled right now, weather permitting, to play 17 games in just 16 days.
Will be a tough stretch as Domkowski turns and throws it over yet again, checking on Weimer. He has 5 stolen bases on the year. 21 stolen bases at Cincinnati for Weimer. The 0-1 is high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. It's Henry Davis behind the plate for the Braves. Had last night off. Jackson Greer was the catcher last night, or 2 nights ago against Wareham. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off speed, just missing outside. Henry Davis does his best job to frame it. It's now a 2-1 count on Cabrera.
Yeah, don't want to fall behind any further here. Nico Cavadas in the on-deck circle. He's a dangerous hitter for this Harwich team. Really top 4 loaded on this team. And after that, it kind of starts to fall off.
Throws back to first yet again to check on Weimer. He gets back in time. It's a 2-1 count on Daniel Cabrera. Was a 26th round pick by the San Diego Padres in 2017. He spent last year with Team USA, which has taken many Braves players. As Weimer takes off running, the pitch is swung on and fouled off toward the backstop. Will even up the count 2-2. Weimer looking to get over to second, a hit and run play, and Cabrera fouls it off.
Yeah, with Weimer dancing around over there at first base, it just felt like sooner or later he'd be going. He went that time, and the Mariners kind of show their hand to the Braves. Let's see if he goes again here 2-2. I doubt it.
Cabrera back in 2-2. Weimer got on first by the single, the second batter of the game. Here's the 2-2 pitch on Cabrera. He flies out third base side, heading back to the high school in foul territory. Cabrera will be back in the box with a 2-2 count. The Braves participating in 2 parades yesterday, the Bourne Town Parade and the Sandwich Town Parade. Getting in on the 4th of July festivities here in Cape Cod. Domkowski comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cabrera. Weimer stays over at first. It's a called strike 3 on Daniel Cabrera, and he's retired for the second out.
And Henry Davis deserving of an assist on that play. That pitch looked outside from up here. Howard Davis frames it up for Frank Auditor behind the plate, and he gets the benefit of the call there for big out number 2.
2 strikeouts already for Nick Domkowski after coming into this game with only 5 on the season. Nico Cavadas now comes in. Throw back to first to check on Weimer yet again. He tried the hit and run on Daniel Cabrera's at-bat in the last batter. Cabrera fouled off a pitch. We haven't seen Weimer attempt to steal other than that. Here's the first pitch to Nico Cavadas. It's outside, just missing the zone, 1-0.
And it looks like Domkowski is really going to be attacking that outside corner, especially against all these lefties so far for the Mariners. A lot of southpaws here.
Cavadas on the season, batting .255. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off yet again, heading toward the high school. He'll even it up 1 ball and 1 strike. A rising sophomore out of Notre Dame. At Notre Dame, he batted .274, 25 extra base hits, 12 home runs. So he has some power. 43 RBIs on his side as well. In the Cape League, has 14 hits, 1 home run, 3 extra base hits. And he struck out 16 times, 8 RBIs. The 1-1 is swung on and missed. It's now a 1-2 count for Domkowski.
And with a huge lead here, Domkowski up 1-2 on Cavadas. I think probably have a waste pitch here. Something in the dirt, maybe something low and outside, possibly off speed since he just gave him that fastball. Gave him the high heat on that one.
2 outs, top of the first inning, 0-0 score. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Nico Cavadas. Nick Domkowski steps off the mound. Domkowski from Hartford, a rising junior. He comes set. Here's the 1-2 on Cavadas. Right down the middle, called strike 3. Nick Domkowski starts off hot. 3 strikeouts in the first inning. No runs, no hits for the Mariners. We head to the bottom half. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. 0-0 score heading to the bottom of the first inning. Nick Domkowski for the Braves strikes out 3 batters in the top of the first while facing 4 and allowing 1 hit. Let's take a look at how the Braves line up here in tonight's ball game. Xavier Warren will lead it off. Haven't seen him in that leadoff spot in a while. Nick Bruiser, second. Cade Beloso in the third spot. Jackson Greer, the designated hitter today, he's in the cleanup. Henry Davis, who's behind the plate, he's in the 5. Cody Morissette, Jared Poland, Kyler Fedko, and Giovanni DiGiacomo rounds out the lineup for the Braves. And Joran, they're facing Connor Seckler for the second time this season.
Yeah, from Missouri State, 2-1 so far on the season, 2.4 ERA. This is going to be his 4th start of the year. He's thrown 15 innings, only giving up 11 hits in those 15 innings. Last time against the Braves, through 5 innings, only giving up 2 hits and struck out 5. So the Braves with something to prove against Connor Seckler.
Xavier Warren comes up. He's batting from the left side, the switch hitter. Comes up to face Seckler for the first time today. Warren with a .236 average. Coming into this game, 13 for 55, a home run. First pitch is inside, he backs out of. 1-0. 10 RBIs, he leads the team with that number. And he had a solid game against Wareham. 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, and a strikeout as well. Seckler into the windup. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Warren takes that ball to deep left field. Moving back is Weimer. He's at the track. The wall. That ball is gone. Xavier Warren leads it off with his second homer of the year. It's 1-0 Braves.
Talk about a jump start. Xavier Warren, how about that? An opposite field home run, his second of the season. And there's the start to your ignition right there for this Braves offense. Xavier Warren, how about that?
Warren, his second home run, 11th RBI on the season. He took a 1-0 pitch opposite field over the left field wall. He's now homered from both sides of the plate this season. Nick Bruiser comes up and watches strike 1 on the off speed. Warren, we mentioned batting in the leadoff spot. He started the season out in that spot in the lineup. The 0-1 is a check swing. He did not go around. 1 ball, 1 strike now. They moved him back to the 5 spot. That's where he's been for the past few games. And Harvey Shapiro moves him back to the leadoff. And so far, it's been the right move. The 1-2 is swung on and missed by Bruiser. Well, the 1-1 is swung on and missed. Now a 1-2 count. One-two is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruiser a .278 average coming into this game. 1 RBI, 2 doubles, 4 strikeouts. Here's the 2-2 from Seckler. Bruiser just fouls it off toward the backstop. His last game went 2 for 4 against Wareham. An RBI, 2 doubles. Also a run scored. He did it all on Wednesday night. The 2-2 is taken to right center field. Moving back on it, Marshak. He will get under it and make the play as he jumps up to catch that ball for the first out of the inning.
And Bruiser seen the ball well out there.
Number 34 from LSU.
Hit the ball hard off the bat, just kind of got caught up there, wind blowing out toward left field, which helps Xavier Warren. This time it kind of takes away from Nick Bruiser. Ball gets caught up in the wind, going against it, hangs up for Marshak to make the catch round number 1. But Xavier Warren, he was coming into the game tied for home runs and RBIs, now leads in both categories.
Beloso now steps up for his first at-bat. He watches ball 1 inside. A .263 average. He's gotten on base in every single game that he's played in. He joined the Braves about 2 weeks ago. The 1-0 is high and outside, 2-0. Beloso 2 doubles on the season. He struck out 4 times. He pinch hit in the last game against Wareham. The 2-0 finally finds the zone for Seckler. 2-1. Seckler has taken over as this team's ace for Harwich. Logan Allen going to Team USA. The 2-1 is a hard swing and a miss from Beloso, way out in front of it. It's now a 2-2 count. In the windup, here's the 2-2 on Beloso. He takes that ball to deep right field, carrying well. That ball hits the wall. Beloso will turn the corner and head for second. The throw in is in time. Can he slide under it? He did. That is a 1-out double for Cade Beloso. Just slides underneath the tag from shortstop Hal Hughes, and the Braves put a runner in scoring position.
At bat, number 37.
And Cade Beloso almost took advantage there of that short right field fence. Only 300 to straight right, and that ball went 300 feet, just not high enough to get over the wall, and had to hustle into second base. The right fielder for the Mariners, Cabrera, had to get that ball in quick. The throw beat Beloso. He's able to get under it.
And Jackson Greer now comes up, watches ball one outside. Seckler really struggling in this start so far through now 4 batters. Greer facing his former team. Played 4 games for Harwich, batted 400, had a home run for them, an RBI as well. For the Braves, batting .267 so far. The 1-0 pitch is outside, chases back Rothenberg as he missed it, and Cade Beloso gets over to third.
Yeah, the wind coming in here a little bit might have affected the break of that pitch as Rothenberg couldn't hang on to it. I believe that will go down as a passed ball there because Rothenberg had it, he's noticed it went behind him. Beloso advanced to third now, and it's another great opportunity for Jackson Greer to get another RBI.
Greer went 1 for 2 against Wareham with a walk. Has 3 doubles on the season. The 2-0 is on the inside corner for a strike. He's gotten those 3 doubles in the past 2 games. Had 2 against Katuitt. Or had 1 against Katuitt and 1 against Wareham as well. Here's the 2-1 pitch on Greer. It's a hard swing and a miss, and that'll even up the count 2-2.
And with the infield coming up and playing on the infield grass, Greer in this at bat just trying to put something in play. Hard hit ball here likely goes past the infield.
The 2-2 on Jackson Greer is swung on and missed, and he strikes out on Connor Seckler for the second out of the inning.
This lineup so far for the Braves from Harvey Shapiro, this striking a lot of fire. We haven't seen firepower like this since the first game against Wareham when the Braves put 3 in the first inning of it. An opportunity here to make it 2-0 here for Henry Davis.
Davis playing in his first game since Katuitt, where he went 0 for 1 with a sac fly. Got the only run home for the Braves in that game earlier this week. He faces Seckler for the first time and watches ball 1 on the fastball outside. Davis, a 22 average, 2 for 9. 4 RBIs on the season. Has a home run. One of the Braves now 4 homers on the season. That's last place in the league for home runs. The 1-0 is cut on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, this is a big at-bat here for Connor Seckler. If he's able to get out of this inning only surrendering 1 run off the home run, I think that's a big win for him. I don't believe one run is going to win this game, Sam.
1-1 pitch on Henry Davis is outside. Seckler really struggling with particularly the breaking ball. It's now 2-1. Clouds cover the sky. The temperature ever since first pitch has really dropped off. Now a cool breeze. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Davis. It's upstairs, 3-1.
And if you're a Connor Seckler here, a walk doesn't kill you. You have first base open, 2 outs. Problem is you have Cody Morissette up there who's been swinging a real hot bat for the Braves recently.
Davis back in the box. Beloso over a third, 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's high and tight, and it's the first walk of the game for the Braves. Henry Davis gets on.
Yeah, so that brings up Cody Morissette. Like I said, swinging a hot bat right now. 4 hits in his last 5 games, Sam.
Yeah, Morissette, after a slow start, has really picked it up for the Braves. He's raised his average now to 188. 6 for 32. 3 RBIs. He went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs in the last game against Wareham with a sacrifice fly, a walk, and a strikeout. First pitch he swings at is lifted high in the shallow infield. Moving in is Tyler Keenan, the third baseman. He'll make the play right to the right side of the mound. And Cody Morissette is retired. But the Braves on a Xavier Warren solo shot to left field get on the board. It's 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. 1-0 lead for the Bourne Braves as we approach the top of the second inning. It's going to be Fedko, Galland, and Rothenberg due up for the Harwich Mariners after they went down with 3 strikeouts. A single from Joey Weimer, but that was it. Marshak struck out, Cabrera struck out, and Cavadas struck out. So Nick Domkowski off to a solid start on the mound for the Braves as Christian Fedko will now come up with his brother over in right field. Now, these two are teammates at UConn. The Braves did play Harwich 2 times earlier in the year, but Kyler Fedko was sidelined for both games with an injury. This is the first time these two brothers have ever played against each other. The first pitch is high and outside from Domkowski, 1-0.
First time these two brothers have ever played against each other. And in the stands, Father John Fedko has followed both of his sons wherever they've been in this league so far this season.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on Christian Fedko. He flies it out, first base side, moving into foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike. Their father's John Fedko is actually writing a book about the experiences of Kyler and Christian, both playing at UConn. Christian back in the box. He's batting .351 with the team so far, and he lines a ground ball over to left field that gets over the outstretched glove of Cody Morissette for a leadoff single. Christian Fedko gets on the second hit for the Mariners.
And Fedko was swinging the hot bat, too. Last night against Brewster, 2 for 3, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Really gave the Mariners the go-ahead in that W. Starts today off with a single. Now, Domkowski being forced to work out of the stretch early in the inning against Chris Galland.
Galland, the rising sophomore out of Boston College, a .239 average for the Mariners so far. First pitch is fouled off toward the backstop, 0-1. 11 hits for him on the year, 2 RBIs. He struck out 11 times, and he's stolen 7 bases. Had 17 stolen bases for Boston College. Domkowski comes set. Here's the 0-1 from the lefty. It's a hard swing and a miss from Galland. Now 0-2.
Yeah, nice pitch there from Domkowski. Off speed. Looked down the middle, and Galland was really seeing fences when he swung that ball there. Really pulled on a string by Domkowski. It was a nice pitch.
Christian Fedko over at first. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball outside. 1-2. Galland in 2018 was a part of the All-ACC freshman team. He spent 2018 with Harwich as well. The 1-2 is cut on and missed. And for Nick Domkowski, that's his 4th strikeout already.
Yeah, talk about 4 outs so far from Domkowski, all of which coming on the strikeout. 7 other players out there on the field are telling Domkowski, hey, man, I'm on the field too. Why don't you let us play a little bit?
Michael Rothenberg now comes up for his first plate appearance. Christian Fedko still over at first, 1 out in the top of the second inning. The first pitch from Domkowski is down the middle for a strike. Rothenberg, a rising sophomore out of Duke, actually last week participated in the College World Series Home Run Derby. He was eliminated in the second round. The 0-1 pitch is just inside. He turns his back. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Harwich actually had 3 of the 6 players that participated in that home run derby. The other 2 being Lanzilli and Keenan. Keenan, the only one in the lineup tonight besides Rothenberg. The 1-1 pitch is taken to right field, slicing foul. And it does bounce foul in right field. Now a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
How about another strikeout here from Domkowski? Maybe a little breaking ball down and away here on Mike Rothenberg, the catcher. We haven't seen a start quite like that with 5 consecutive strikeouts, Sam.
Domkowski really heating things up. He's given up 2 hits. So far, nothing coming of it. Top of the second inning, a 1-0 lead for the Braves. Domkowski comes set. Here's the 1-2 on Rothenberg, and it's a little low. Evens up this count 2-2. Jordan, I'm starting to think we might get a little rain. I'm not going to lie. This does not look good.
Yeah, it's sprinkling a little bit here, and there were not even rain in the forecast. We were talking about a 10% chance of rain, but it looks real ominous right here at Dorn Park.
Domkowski comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch on Rothenberg. It's high and tight. The count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, I think after all those rainouts earlier in the season. Anytime we see clouds, it's a little scary. Temperature really cooled off. Wind is blowing towards center field. Here's the payoff pitch on Rothenberg. He just fouls it off toward the backstop and stays alive.
Yeah, it feels like the temperature dropped about 15 degrees.
Rothenberg spent the 2018 summer with the Lacrosse Loggers in the Northwoods League in Wisconsin. .235 average for the Mariners so far. The payoff is low, a called ball. Christian Fedko was stealing on that pitch, but it doesn't matter. It's a walk to Michael Rothenberg, and it's runners on first and second for Harwich now.
And for Domkowski, not worried about much right now, I would hope, on the mound. If he gets a ground ball here, he gets out of it with 2 outs, but facing some trouble early. He's filled up the strike zone with a lot of strikes. Problem is, he's a lot of base runners so far. That's the 3rd base runner in just the 2nd inning.
Tyler Keenan now comes up with runners on first and second. Fedko at second, Rothenberg at first. First pitch is swung on and missed by Keenan. A rising sophomore out of Ole Miss. He, too, was also in the College World Series Home Run Derby. He made it to the final round before losing 15-20. .261 batting average for the Mariners so far this season. Has 1 home run. The 0-1 pitch is a ground ball over to second base. Jared Poland, the flip to second to Morissette is in time. Throw on to first is also in time. It's a 4-6-3 double play for the Braves, and Domkowski, after suffering a hit and a walk, gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit for the Harwich Mariners. Still a 1-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. We head to the bottom half of the second. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Jared Poland leads it off for the Braves after a 1-run bottom of the first inning on a Xavier Warren big fly to left field. Poland, a pitcher and hitter. We saw him pitch in the game against Wareham, went 1 inning there in relief, allowing 2 hits and striking out 2. Now he comes back into this lineup for the first time since the game against Katuitt, where he went 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He faces Seckler for the first time. Seckler comes set, the windup and the delivery. Poland fouls off the first pitch behind the press box. He falls behind 0-1.
Yeah, and Poland in that game against Katuitt, really one of the only bright spots in that, because he was 1 of 2 hits. Him and Jackson Greer, the only people to muster hits against Katuitt.
Greer got a double in that game. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Poland, the off speed, takes it to center field. That ball hanging up right into the glove of Marshak. And he puts it away for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down for Connor Seckler, which is a lot different than how the first inning went.
Yeah, it's a lot better for Seckler on the mound to get an easy routine flyout as opposed to an opposite field home run. Now, Kyler Fedko here stepping in with his brother over at second base.
Fedko at UConn, a .242 average. Hit a little under what his brother hit. Christian hit in the 270s. 5 home runs for him for the Huskies. First pitch is outside, 1-0. So far in the Cape League, struggling. 160 average, 4 of his first 25. He has 1 double, 10 strikeouts, 4 runs scored. The 1-0 to Fedko is low. 2 balls and no strikes. Went 1 for 4 in the game against Wareham with 1 run scored and a walk as well.
And up here, 2-0. Should be expecting a fastball here from Seckler.
2-0 pitch is a fastball that Fedko flies out over in the center field area. Hal Hughes is called off by Christian Fedko, and he will make the play. So how about that? Kyler Fedko flies out to his brother at second for the second out.
And there was no chance, I think, that Christian Fedko was going to let Hal Hughes take that fly ball over him. I think he knew in the first at-bat that Kyler had against him that he was going to be the one to make the put-out. And this baseball just so poetic sometimes, Sam.
Yeah, you look at John Fedko. He's over on the Harwich side right now. He's laughing a little bit, talking with the Mariners fans. So Giovanni DiGiacomo comes up and watches ball 1 in at the feet. DiGiacomo, 182 average. 1-0 is fouled off, and he flings the bat. The bat flies out of his hands over toward the Harwich dugout. It hits the backstop, and there's another flying bat. That's 2 bats that we've seen come out of the hands. I believe Cody Morissette did it in the game against Wareham a couple nights ago.
Yeah, and Xavier Warren on deck tosses him the tiger stick, the pine tar, to put it on there. DiGiacomo going without batting gloves. You have to rethink that approach after flinging that bat over there. Yeah, you mentioned Morissette actually threw it into the Wareham dugouts.
That's right.
Oh, in that game. And watch out, not as serious there with DiGiacomo.
DiGiacomo has a 1-1 count. He went 0 for 2 with a strikeout against Wareham. Was taken out late in the game. The 1-1 is looked at on the outside corner for a strike. He falls behind 1-2.
And DiGiacomo's bat has cooled off a little bit. Got hits in his first 2 games. He's really struggled since.
The 1-2 from Seckler falls low to Giacomo. 2-2. Lights come on. I believe this is the earliest we've seen the lights come on here at Doran Park. 2-2 to Giacomo. A ground ball over to third, picked up by Tyler Keenan. Long throw to first is in time to get to Giacomo, and the Braves go down in order. No runs, no hits in the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 lead for the Braves. We head to the top of the third. You're watching Braves baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network.
Keep reading. Oh, you see, he asked for Tagger. Are you serious?
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Top of the third inning, 1-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. Hal Hughes will lead it off for the Mariners. Then it's back to the top with Max Marshak and Joey Weimer. 9-1-2 due up in the top of the third against Nick Domkowski, who's given up 2 hits and struck out 4 through his first time through this Mariners lineup. Hughes into the box. The first pitch he swings at and flies it into shallow right field. Kyler Fedko moving in will put it away. It's 1 pitch, 1 out for the Bourne Braves.
And a nice job there from Domkowski. We mentioned that his goal had to be trying to go as deep as he can in the game, and that usually means 6 innings for Domkowski. And so far, he's cruised through this order the first time through.
Nats Marshak will come up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout swing in the first inning. 1-0 lead for the Braves. Domkowski into the windup. The first pitch is a slow off-speed right in the middle of the zone for strike one.
And he's really got that off speed working for him so far today.
Domkowski only went 4 innings. The time he faced Harwich, the 0-1 is bunted. Henry Davis picks it up right in front of him. Throw to Beloso is in time. Beloso almost had to come off the bag. He slid on the ground to make the catch over at first for the second out.
Yeah, and it was even a better play from Beloso there. Davis electing to pick that ball up there. That bunt had a lot of backspin on it, so if Davis had not touched it, it would most likely would have rolled foul. However, Davis picks it up instinctively, throws on to first base. It was low. And Beloso actually ended up on the seat of his pants trying to make that play. He does so, though, for an important out number 2.
Here's Joey Weimer. 1 for 1. He singled for one of only 2 hits for the Harwich Mariners. First pitch is outside for a ball. 1-0. Weimer with a tall stance. Wiggles the bat high above the head. Feet close together in the back of the box. The 1-0 is inside, caught by Henry Davis. 2-0.
It's not exactly Craig Counsell, but it's close.
Well, Counsell will be from the other side of the plate, too, wouldn't it?
Right.
That's right.
So Counsell very known for going as tall as he could and as wide as he could, too.
2-0 pitch to Weimer. Is looked at down the middle on the fastball from Domkowski for a strike. 2-1. In that start against Harwich, the second game of the season, he went 4 innings, 4 hits, allowed 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. 2-1 to Weimer is outside. 3-1 now.
And Weimer is not a guy you want to let get on base. We've seen his speed all too much this season. 5 stolen bases. Has to get a strike here from Domkowski.
Domkowski in the windup. The 3-1 pitch to Weimer is a chopper over to third. Xavier Warren picks it up. The throw to first is low, but Cade Beloso catches it over at first. 3 up, 3 down. The Harwich Mariners go down in order. Braves lead at 1-0. We're headed to the bottom half of the third. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Top of the lineup, due up for the Braves in their half of the third inning. Xavier Warren leads it off, and Joran Xavier hit a home run to left field, an opposite field home run to lead this game off for the Braves. Being their only run of the night so far, he'll face Seckler for the second time.
Yeah, and he hit that home run after only having a 1-0 count. Let's see if he goes after Seckler quick again here.
The first pitch from Seckler is a fastball down the middle for a strike on Xavier Warren. 0-1. Xavier Warren, the first Bourne Braves player to reach multiple home runs this season. He has 2. The 0-1 pitch is off speed and outside for a ball. 1-1. Warren came into this season as a temporary player, meaning he could have gotten cut at any time. The final rosters are due on July 10th. The 1-1 is upstairs for a ball. 2-1. And Warren has turned his stay in the Cape League into being one of the most reliable players in this lineup. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the lefty Warren. He fouls off over on the third base side. Count now runs 2-2.
And Warren, he does have the home run lead, the RBI lead, but he's also tied for the lead in strikeouts here. Has to do well here against a very efficient pitcher in Seckler to not take the lead in that category as well.
2-2 from Seckler. Got him swinging. That's the first out of the inning, and we see Xavier Warren hit a home run. We also see him strike out, 2 of the categories that he leads the team in. He goes down for the first out of the inning.
And that sounds like a pretty average at bat for Xavier Warren. Pretty average couple of at bats. Have an extra base hit, have a double, an RBI, and then go down swinging your next time up.
Nick Bruiser comes in and watches ball one high. Bruiser 0 for 1, a fly out to center in his first at bat. 1-0 is called strike one. Bruiser watches it 1-1. Rising junior from Stanford. I mentioned his high school accolades, was the 2016 Player of the Year as he fouls off the 1-1. The Max Preps National Player of the Year in 2016. The Gatorade Player of the Year in 2016. Won the high school home run derby in 2016 at the All-Star game. That was at Petco Park in San Diego. The 1-2 is cut on and missed for strike three. And Seckler now seems to be in a groove. That's 2 up, 2 down, both on the strikeout.
Yeah, this is really dangerous now for the Braves. 5 straight hitters sent down now, back-to-back strikeouts, and it's never good when you let a pitcher of Connor Seckler's ability get into a groove, and it looks like he's in one right now.
Here's Beloso, got on with a double. Him and Xavier Warren have the only hits for the Braves. So he's 1 for 1 today. Here's the first pitch. It's inside, backs Beloso out of the box. Starts off with the ball, 1-0.
And Connor Seckler here working quickly. Beloso took advantage of an off-speed pitch in that first at bat, took it to deep right field.
1-0 pitch to Beloso. It curves right into the zone for a strike. A beautiful breaking ball from Seckler. That evened things up 1-1. And the delivery from Seckler. It's low on the breaking ball yet again. Count now runs 2 balls and 1 strike. Seckler, one of the pitchers that likes to move fast. Immediately gets the ball right back from his catcher, Michael Rothenberg. And he is already in the stretch. 2-1 pitch on Beloso. It's high and outside. And it's a beautiful hitter's count, 3-1.
Yeah, and typically with pitchers who like to work fast, you'll see hitters take longer and even longer to get ready in the box.
3-1 on Beloso is looked at on the fastball in the zone for a strike. The count now runs full, 3-2. Beloso, one of many players taking part in the sandwich parade yesterday. Players being split up about half and half between Bourne and Sandwich. The 3-2 is high and tight. Beloso gets out of the way, and he's on for the second time today with a walk.
And Beloso did this in his first at-bat, but proving even though he's played 8 games, including this one here tonight, and he's reached base in all 8. He's just a base magnet out there.
Greer comes up for the second time. 0 for 1 with a strikeout on Seckler. The first pitch to Jackson Greer is called a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. He mentioned playing against his former team, spent the first part of the summer with Harwich, played 4 games there. Pre-game during batting practice was hugging his former teammates, catching up. Talking about the season so far, the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. Rothenberg lost the ball, but he's able to get it. Beloso back over at first, stays there. It's now 0-2 on Jackson Greer.
And he's looked a little uncomfortable up there so far, going up against his own team. Struck out swing his last time is in a quick hole here, 0-2.
Greer back into the box. Seckler staring down Rothenberg. The 0-2 on Greer. He watches outside. A breaking ball just misses the zone. 1-2.
That's a real nice job there from Greer. He really tracked that off-speed pitch, tracked it with his eyes going out of the zone, held back the swing. Beautiful job.
The 1-2 pitch from Seckler is swung on and missed by Jackson Greer. He goes down for the second time tonight on the strikeouts. It's no runs, no hits for the Bourne Braves and 1 left on base. A 1-0 lead for Bourne. We head to the top of the 4th. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Top of the fourth inning, Braves have a 1-0 lead off the Xavier Warren bottom of the first inning home run. It'll be 3-4-5 due up for the Harwich Mariners. And Jordan, you have some scores for us around the Cape.
Yes, absolutely. We already have a final. The Falmouth Commodores and the Chatham Anglers playing a doubleheader today. Falmouth got a walk-off win in the first one. They won that one, 3-2. And in the second game right now, Chatham up 3-0 against Falmouth there. Brewster up 8-2 on the YD Red Sox. Katua with a 3-0 lead over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And Wareham and Orleans, possibly the game of the night tonight, Sam, is dotted at zeros in the bottom of the first inning, just getting underway.
Daniel Cabrera leads it off for the Harwich Mariners against Dumkowski. The Falmouth Commodores, extremely hot their past 4 games, have a 4-game winning streak as the first pitch is a check swing that Cabrera went around on. 0-1. Falmouth ahead of the Braves in the Western Division standings. 19 points for Falmouth, 12 for Bourne. The 0-1 is taken to deep right field, just slicing foul and going into the trees in right field. Cabrera getting a hold of one. If it would have been a little more left, it would have gotten over the pole, the 300 sign in right field, but it just goes foul for a long strike 2.
Yeah, foul ball home run there for Cabrera, but you said it. Nick Dumkowski, all he's having to himself is, all right, that's just a long strike.
0-2 pitch on Cabrera from Dumkowski is low and outside from Henry Davis, the catcher, who has to slide to catch it. 1-2. Cabrera's 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking in the first inning. 1-2 pitch is outside on a breaking ball yet again. 2-2.
That was a little bit of a weird delivery right there from Dumkowski. He dropped his arm slot to about a 3/4 arm angle there.
2-2 pitch on Cabrera is cut on and missed. The ball gets away from Henry Davis. He picks it up. The throw to first is in time to get Daniel Cabrera on the drop. Third strike. It's another strikeout for Nick Dumkowski.
Another strikeout, and I don't think Cabrera really realized how far away that ball had skipped away from Davis behind the plate. He very nonchalantly tossed his bat to the dugout and jogged to first base, and it really looked like he would have had a chance to make it to first if he had realized how far away that ball had gone from Henry Davis.
Nico Cavadas now up, swings to the first pitch and fouls it off to the backstop. Starts off the count 0-1. He, too, went down with a strikeout in the first inning. He went down looking. Cavadas in the last game yesterday against Brewster, 1 for 4 game, 3 strikeouts. That one hit was a double. The 0-1 pitch outside. 1-1 count now.
And this is a dangerous part of the lineup here. 4, 5, 6 spots still up here for the Mariners.
Here's delivery from Dumkowski. It's a hard swinging strike that Cavadas was way out in front of. An off-speed pitch from Dumkowski. It's now a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Dumkowski, this is the hottest start we've ever seen him have this season. Has an 0-2 record. Here's the 1-2 pitch on Cavadas. It's upstairs for a ball. Evens up 2-2. Cabrera, who just went down with a strikeout, coming off a hot game where he went 2 for 4 with an RBI against Brewster. The 2-2 pitch is outside, gets away from Davis. And the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Nico Cavadas.
Yeah, this is something that usually will upset your pitching coach, especially at the college levels, when you have an 0-2 lead on a guy and you let him get back into the at-bats. Count full here, and Dumkowski, pretty sure, forced to throw a fastball here.
The payoff pitch from Dumkowski. Cavadas swings at it and lifts it to high, deep right field. Kyler Fedko is under it just in front of the warning track, and he will put it away for a routine out number 2.
Yeah, the ball getting caught up a little bit in the wind. The wind blowing toward left field, and that ball headed toward right. Gets caught up in the wind, hangs up in the air, and lets Kyler Fedko put it away for out number 2. And off the bat, that looked like it had a chance to go, but it came up just short.
Christian Fedko now comes up for his second at-bat. Got on with a single in the second inning to lead that inning off. One of only 2 hits for the Harwich Mariners so far. The first pitch to Fedko is a fastball that misses the zone. 1-0. Dumkowski has not had a start where he's gone over 4 innings. Pitched 4 against Harwich in his first start. 4 against Brewster as well. And the last time he pitched, the 1-0 bounces in the dirt way in front of Henry Davis. 2-0. He went 3 innings at Brewster in that rainy, foggy, cold matchup in the beginning of the season. 3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs and 5 hits in that start. Here's the 2-0 on Christian Fedko, a fastball down the middle for a strike.
And a high strike there from Domkowski hitting the top of the zone near the belt. And this would be a real big momentum builder if he's able to get back-to-back innings where he goes 1, 2, 3.
2 outs, nobody on. 1-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. The 2-1 on Christian Fedko is a grounder that gets in between first and second and gets over to his brother in right field, Kyler Fedko, who fields it. It's a 2-out single and Christian Fedko's second hit of the ballgame.
Yeah, just meant to be, right? Kyler Fedko popped out to Christian in the bottom half of the third inning, I believe it was, Sam, and now this time Christian hitting the ball over to Kyler in right field.
Reminds me of a saying. How can you not be romantic? Finish enough.
About baseball. What movie was that again?
I think it's Moneyball.
Yeah.
First pitch is inside to Chris Gallen for a ball. 1-0. Gallen's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. We got to stop talking about that movie.
It's a classic movie.
It's a classic, but oh gosh, it just runs through my head the whole time. Christian Fedko back over to first on the pickoff attempt from Domkowski.
I think is Moneyball the best acting class in a baseball movie that you could think of? I think so, by far, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. 1-0 is low. 2-0. Well, what do you mean acting class?
Like Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill. Like you don't have that kind of
cast, right? Yeah. That's
top tier lineup. Yeah, that's all star right there.
You're right. You have the late Philip Seymour Hoffman as well. Domkowski comes set. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's flied out over in the third base area, going into the Braves dugout, and Xavier Warren just lets it hit one of the metal bars. Henry Davis actually, I believe he did. He caught it on the bounce, I think. And it goes foul. It's a 2-1 count on Chris Gallen. Christian Fedko over at first, walks back over to the bag. 2 outs. Braves a 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. Xavier Warren's home run, the only scoring action for these two teams. The same matchup as the second game of the season with Domkowski and Seckler on the mound. That was a 3-1 win for the Mariners. The 2-1 pitch is flown out to center field. DiGiacomo is under it. He will make the play for the out. No runs on 1 hit for the Harwich Mariners. The Braves still control 1-0. We are to the bottom half of the 4th. You're watching Bourne Braves baseball on the Braves Baseball Network.
Number 19.
Henry Davis will lead it off for the Bourne Braves in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 1-0 lead for the Braves. 3 hits for the Harwich Mariners. 2 hits for the Braves so far. Henry Davis, who's he walked in the first inning. So not an official at-bat yet. Faces Seckler for the second time. The first pitch he watches inside for a ball, 1-0.
And Davis has been another consistent, and he's only been with this team for about a week and a half or so.
Seckler in the windup, the 1-0 delivery. Davis will fly it back toward the press box and hits the top of the press box for a foul ball. 1-0. 1-1 now on Davis.
That ball was hit over toward us. We've had a chance to make a play on that one, Sam. That was the perfect fly ball to hit us over here.
Yeah.
On this side of the press box.
Yeah. Just going to have that one a little more to our left. Seckler in the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch on Davis. That ball low. Bounces in the dirt. 2-1 now. Seckler, the scouting report, throws a fastball. 89 to 91 miles an hour. The 2-1 curves right into the zone. Davis watches it. 2-2.
Well, that was nasty. That was a nasty pitch from Connor Seckler there. Started in the batter's box, ended up right over the heart of the plate. Great pitch.
That must have been a slider, which he also has. Also has a changeup as well. The 2-2 is outside, working the off speed again. Now the count runs full. 3-2.
For Henry Davis here, have to expect a fastball. I think he might get that slider, especially after how well that moved on that one, or that 2-1 pitch.
Here's the payoff to Henry Davis. The delivery from Seckler is low, and for the second time today, Henry Davis has a walk.
Yes.
Solid start to the game for him, Jordan.
Yeah, still looking for his first hit. Still looking technically for his first at-bat statistically. But 2 walks, and that does the trick, especially when you're the leadoff hitter in the inning.
Cody Morissette comes up. He had runners on the corners where he flew out to third in the first inning. So he's 0 for 1. Comes up with a runner on yet again. Seckler's first pitch is a fastball just missing the zone on Morissette. It's a 1-0 count. Morissette, we mentioned the hot bat, has a hit in 4 of his last 5 ball games. He's earned himself a lot more playing time as well. The 1-0, he shows bunt, pulls it back, and watches strike 1. It's a 1-1 count now on the Braves shortstop.
And that'd be an interesting at-bat here for Morissette. If he does lay down the bunt, you move Davis, the runner, over to second base with only 1 out. Take away that double play threat. Little small ball.
1-1 pitch on Morissette. That ball falls low. Rothenberg just stops it. 2-ball, 1 strike count now. Henry Davis still over at first. We mentioned Seckler taking over as this team's ace for Logan Allen, who went to Team USA. Allen still ranks 3rd in the league for strikeouts. He had 24. Throw back to first. Henry Davis back in time. Logan Allen, when he was here, was dominant for the Mariners. Rising junior from Florida International University. The 2-1 pitch from Morissette is taken right down the right field line. That ball is fair. Henry Davis making the rounding second, now going all the way to third. Struggling with it is Daniel Cabrera over in right field, and this could be an inside-the-park home run. Morissette stops over at third. Henry Davis comes around to score. It's an RBI triple for Cody Morissette, and the Braves lead 2-0.
What a hit by Cody Morissette down the first base line. Took it right into that right field corner, and Daniel Cabrera really struggling with that ball. Caught a funky hop off the fence, and there's a lot of warning track over there. Had troubles picking that ball up, and Harvey Shapiro puts the brakes on Cody Morissette. He was ready to come home. It would have been a tough throw from Fedko to make in shallow right field, but it's 2-0 nonetheless for the Bravos.
Morissette gets on third. It's now Jared Poland who watches strike 1. Poland 0 for 1 with a fly out to center in the second inning. For Morissette, that's just his second extra base hit, and Poland takes it in the left center field gap. That'll get down for a single. Coming home is Morissette. It's a 3-0 lead for the Braves in the bottom of the 4th.
Nice piece of hitting there from Jared Poland, just taking it over the shortstop's head. Lands into shallow left center field. Textbook stuff. And the Braves now really in business in this one. 3-0 against the Mariners.
Henry Davis came around to score on the triple from Morissette, and Morissette comes home to score on the RBI single from Jared Poland, and it's now a mound visit for the Harwich Mariners as Kyler Fedko gets ready to hit. Fedko's 0 for 1 with a fly out to his brother over at second in the second inning. Wind really starting to pick up now. as the Mariners meet on the mound to discuss this over. It's 4 hits for the Braves, 3 runs. 2 have come in this bottom of the 4th. And this could just be to stall the Braves' momentum. The team leaves. Connor Seckler alone on the mound now. Fedko coming up, and what a huge triple for Cody Morissette. I mean, his transformation, Joran, from the beginning of the season to now really at the halfway point has just been outstanding. He's really gotten the hang of it.
Yeah, it's almost like 2 completely different players from the first 11 games of the season until right now. Making it 5 out of his last 6 he's gotten hits in, and just really, I think he really would have beat that throw out to shame, but he'll take a triple in the stat sheet, no doubt.
First pitch to Fedko falls low, 1-0. No, I've never seen an inside the park home run before. That was the best chance that Morissette could have gotten. Harvey Shapiro held him up over at third. Throw back to first, and just sliding back in time is Jared Poland. Seckler worried about him. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Braves now with a 3-0 lead. 2 runs across the plate already in this one. Poland at first, Fedko at the plate. Seckler comes set, now throws back to first. Poland gets back just in time again. Some close pickoff plays over at first.
Yeah, Poland looks like he's struggling over there. Seckler has a pretty good move over at first base, and Poland has to be careful.
Here's the 1-0 on Fedko. Ground ball right down the third base line, picked up by Keenan. Throw to second is in time, and throw to first is as well. Kyler Fedko goes down on the double play, and it's a quick 2 outs for the Mariners.
And that's an inning killer right there. It's called down for a reason, and all the momentum is sucked out of the field here at Doran Park. Giovanni DiGiacomo steps in, trying to start a new inning here with 2 away.
Giovanni DiGiacomo comes up with 2 outs, nobody on. DiGiacomo grounded out to third in his last at-bat. First pitch from Seckler. DiGiacomo backs out of it. It was a pitch inside, 1-0. RBIs for both Cody Morissette and Jared Poland here in this inning. The 1-0 on DiGiacomo is a fastball high and tight. DiGiacomo backs out of it, 2-0.
Make that 2 games in a row with RBIs for Cody Morissette as well.
2-0. Giacomo just gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the backstop. 2-1 strike count now. The first RBI of the season for Jared Poland, rising sophomore out of Louisville. A 2-way player. Seckler, the windup. Now the 2-1 delivery is grounded out over to first. It gets underneath the glove of Cavadas and skips over into right field for a 2-out double for Giovanni DiGiacomo.
And nice piece of hitting there from DiGiacomo. Got a little bit lucky with the placement just under the glove of Cavadas and too far to Fedko's left to field it. It skips through into right field for a 2-out single. Now we're back to the top of the lineup once again, Sam.
A single for Giovanni DiGiacomo with 2 outs. Easy ground ball, and that brings up Xavier Warren. Warren is 1 for 2. He homered in the first and struck out in the third. First pitch is inside. Warren backs out of it, 1-0. Xavier Warren's RBIs this season have come in bunches. He got 4 RBIs in the game against Falmouth, the 3rd game of the season. Every single other game he's gotten an RBI, there's been another one with it. It's always been 2. 1-0 is inside and low. Now a 2-0 count. So Warren with an RBI in this game, expect him to get at least 1 more.
I mean, that is what the trend is, to be fair.
It is. Baseball being such a numbers game.
Right.
Seckler comes set. Off running is Davis and taken to deep right field for Xavier Warren. That ball is no, it's a double. It bounces right in front of the wall, and Xavier Warren gets over to second. Giovanni DiGiacomo to third. A 2-out double for Xavier Warren that he just missed getting out of here for his second big fly of the game. And that kind of hurts the Braves, being a ground rule double as it hopped over the fence. Giovanni DiGiacomo stays over at third. Xavier Warren at second, and that brings up Bruiser.
Yeah, if that ball had stayed in the park, if it had bounced and gone off the wall, Giacomo likely scores, and Warren just about 5 feet or so from his second home run of the game.
First pitch on Bruiser is swung on and missed for a strike. 0-1 count. Bruiser's 0 for 2. Flew out to center in the first, struck out in the third. It's a righty on righty matchup. 6 hits in the ball game for the Braves. The 0-1 on Bruiser is outside, and Rothenberg does a good job of sliding and catching up to that ball so it doesn't get past him. 1-1 now. DeGiacomo at third, Xavier Warren at second. Now the sun creeps back into the picture, finally. 1-1 delivery on Bruiser. Swung on and missed on the outside pitch, 1-2.
Yeah, and Bruiser has struggled a little bit with the strikeout. He was swinging a nice bat against Wareham, a couple doubles in that game. Already has a strikeout tonight. In danger of falling for the second time now.
Bruiser back in the box. Seckler comes set. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Bruiser watches it outside. It bounces in front of the plate. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, a slider there from Seckler. Started at the knees and ended up in the dirt. Looked like a waste pitch there. Now 2-2. Let's see if he comes with that pitch once again, but this time has a break over the plate.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runners on, 2 runs across the plate for the Braves in this inning. Here's the 2-2 on Bruiser. It's outside, and the count now runs full, 3-2.
And a walk doesn't necessarily kill you here. Problem is you have Cade Beloso on deck, who is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. And on that double, he had only missed a home run by about 3 or so feet of height.
The payoff pitch from Seckler is off speed, got him swinging. Bruiser goes down for the 3rd time tonight. He's now 0 for 3, but the Braves put 2 runs on the board on a triple from Cody Morissette and a single from Jared Poland. They lead at 3-0 here at the top of the 5th inning. You're watching Braves baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Mariners in the top of the 5th inning, where they now face a 3-0 deficit. The Braves putting 2 runs up in the bottom of the 4th to extend their lead 3-0. Domkowski still on the mound to work through this lineup. So far, he's been spectacular, only allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, striking out 5 as well. So he's looking to go the deepest he's gone in any ball game so far. And he'll start off this inning against Michael Rothenberg. Domkowski comes set to wind up the pitch, and Rothenberg takes this ball to left field. Bruiser moving in on it. He will make the play on the run for the first out of the inning.
And that's a nice way to start the inning for Domkowski. Second time tonight, he's gotten the leadoff man to fly out on the first pitch of the at-bat. Bottom 3 here for the Mariners really need to make something happen because the offense has been pretty much null and void for the Mariners so far tonight.
Tyler Keenan now up. A lefty-on-lefty matchup. Keenan's 0 for 1, grounded into a double play in the second inning. First pitch is a ball outside, 1-0. Domkowski had a rough 2019 at Hartford as he gets ready for the 1-0 delivery. It's outside on the fastball, 2-0. Had a 3-6 record, a 4.97 ERA, pitched 83 in a third innings. And he started 14 games. Opponents batted .276 against him. The 2-0 pitch on Rothenberg from Domkowski is low, and he starts off Keenan, with a 3-0 count.
Yeah, and there's no way Keenan's going to be swinging at this pitch. 3-0 is going to leave the bat on the shoulder here. Opportunity for Domkowski to steal a strike, then go after him 3-1.
The 3-0 delivery is down the middle on the fastball for a strike. Domkowski back in at 3-1.
Yeah, I never really understood that. The whole it's a guaranteed take on 3-0. More often than not, it's the best pitch you're ever going to see in at bat. If you have it in one spot, why not go after it?
3-1 pitch on Keenan is outside, and despite watching the 3-0 pitch, he's over to first with a walk.
And maybe that's why you never know what you're going to get on the next pitch. Walk in most cases is as good as a hit, and especially when you're Harwich right now, you need base runners. Walk is a good way to do it.
3-0 lead for the Braves, and Harwich can come back from that in one inning. They have the worst record in the league at .217 coming into this game. Hal Hughes now comes up, the shortstop, who's 0 for 1, a fly out to right field in his first at-bat. First pitch from Domkowski is right down the middle on the fastball for a strike. Domkowski in 2018 was the American East Rookie and Pitcher of the Year. The first person to ever do that. The 0-1 is a ground ball over to Xavier Warren at third. Throw to second is in time. No, they call Tyler Keenan safe over at second. Poland dropped the ball on the exchange over to first. The umpire calls him safe. It'll be a fielder's choice for Hal Hughes, who gets on over to first. And now runners at first and second. Harvey Shapiro comes out to try and discuss that call.
Yeah, so normally it's on the transfer that is called an out. Warren throws on to second base to Jared Poland, and Poland looked like he had it, and then he didn't. And Harvey Shapiro, that conversation doesn't go well. He leaves upset, and that's a big opportunity here now for the Mariners. Runners on first and second. Poland not catching the ball all the way for the umpire. That's Rick Emerson to his liking. And now the Mariners here in business here at runners on first and second.
Tying run comes to the plate here in the top of the fifth inning. Back to the top of the lineup. Max Marshak comes up. He's 0 for 2 in that leadoff spot today. A strikeout and a groundout. Keenan at second. Hughes at first. Domkowski comes set. His first real test of the ball game. First pitch to Marshak. He takes that ball to center field. DiGiacomo moving back to the track to the wall. He makes the play right in front of the wall for the second out of the inning. A deep fly ball. DiGiacomo tracks it down and catches it for a big out, number 2.
Wow, Sam, that ball was about 5 feet from being a home run, 5 feet away from being a tie baseball game. But DiGiacomo making the over-the-shoulder catch, and more importantly, the runner, Tyler Keenan, stays put at second base. That's a huge out right there for Nick Domkowski.
Domkowski gets lucky. Marshak barely missing that pitch, and now it's Joey Weimer. He singled in the first inning, has one of only 3 hits for the Harwich Mariners. Comes up with runners on first and second. First pitch is an off-speed that runs high. 1-0 count now to Weimer.
Yeah, classic curveball that did not curve at all. That pitch started high and it stayed high. Weimer tough out to get here, 1 for 2. See if he can put the Mariners on the board.
1-0 from Domkowski. Weimer lifts a high fly ball over to the second base area. Poland is moving back, and he will put it away. The Harwich Mariners leave runners on first and second and can't get any runs out of it. The Braves still lead at 3-0. We head to the bottom half of the fifth. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and software development online at www.curry.edu. The plug has been pulled on Connor Seckler after 4 innings, allowing 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. His night is done. And Harwich will turn it over to Cam Bauman.
Yeah, Cam Bauman out of Iowa coming with a fastball and a knuckle curve. Stats have not been so kind to him. 3 appearances, 4 innings pitched, has an ERA of 6.75. He's only given up 3 runs. He's got 5 strikeouts. Last time he pitched was back on June 30th. Gave up 3 runs in just 1 inning. And he also thrown against the Braves one time. He threw in that 5-1 loss. And that outing, he had 2 innings pitched for 4 strikeouts. So the Braves not as successful, but it's pretty much a whole new lineup facing Bauman this time.
Cade Beloso will lead things off for the Braves in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He watches ball 1 from Bauman inside. Beloso has 2 walks in the game so far. And he takes that ball to left field. Joey Weimer is under it for the first out of the inning. He makes the play.
And this is important for Bauman here to really get a stable approach on this game defensively for the Mariners. After giving up 2 runs back in the 4th inning, he has the opportunity to hold the ship steady as long as he can for this Mariners team for that offense to show up.
Jackson Greer comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch, a fastball on the inside corner to Greer, 0-1. Facing Cam Bauman for the first time.
And I'm sure Greer is pretty much the happiest person here in the park that Seckler got pulled.
0-1 pitch is swung on and missed, and Greer falls behind 0-2. Greer was 2 of Seckler's 3 strikeouts. The windup in the pitch from Bauman, and Greer barely fouls it off. Stays alive, 0-2. Nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the 5th inning. 3-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. Cam Bauman gets a new ball. Bauman, a rising sophomore out of Iowa. In 2019 for Iowa, was the Saturday starter. 14 appearances for him, pitching just over 60 innings. A 4-4 record, a 5.49 ERA. Opponents, a high batting average, 294 against him. Lefty on righty matchup. The 0-2 pitch from Bauman to Greer got Greer swinging. He goes down for the 3rd time tonight on the strikeout. 2 gone.
Yeah, just not been Greer's night at all so far tonight. 3 straight strikeouts, all swinging, and that at bat's not particularly good against the lefty Bauman.
Here's Henry Davis. Got on with a walk in the 4th inning. First pitch, Davis shoots that ball to deep left field. Weimer moving back on it. He's right before the wall. He'll leap and make the catch in left field. A deep out for Henry Davis. The Braves go down in order in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits. A 3-0 lead for the Braves. We head to the top half of the 6th. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. The night is over for Nick Dumkowski. He goes 5 innings, only allowing 3 hits, no runs, and 5 strikeouts. A great start for Nick Dumkowski as his team has a 3-0 lead. And Jordan, they turn it over to Carl Johnson.
Carl Johnson out of UConn has been real effective out of the bullpen this season, has a 1-0 record, a 0.00 ERA in his 8 innings pitched. He's making his 6th appearance tonight out of the pen, only allowing 4 hits throughout those 8 innings. Last saw him against Katuitt, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 strikeout, and I think he's got an outside shot, Sam, at being an all-star this season coming out of the bullpen.
I think almost every single bullpen pitcher for the Braves has a shot at being an all-star. The bullpen has been the best part of this team, and it's not even close. To start off, Carl Johnson will be going up against the 3, 4, and 5 batters due up for the Mariners. Cabrera will lead it off. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch from Carl Johnson is a fastball in there for a strike.
And if this result holds, Nick Dumkowski is in line for his first win in this Cape Cod Baseball League season.
0-1 is fouled off to the backstop by Cabrera. He falls behind 0-2. The Braves wearing the red jerseys. Every home team on Friday wears a red jersey with the Cape Cod Baseball League lettering in the center and camouflage hats. The 0-2 pitch on Cabrera. He will fall back behind the press box. Stays alive 0-2. A tradition that's been going on for about 10 years now. It's a national program to acknowledge, honor, and support the troops. And what better time to do it than July 5th? 0-2 is inside for a ball, 1-2 now. Johnson comes set. Now the 1-2 delivery. Cabrera, a little chopper first base side going foul toward the Mariners dugout. He'll do it again, 1-2.
And Johnson, we've seen him be real relaxed. He's a laid-back kind of guy, and when you see him just in the streets, just hanging out, and he is so on the mound as well.
1-2 pitch to Cabrera. He takes it opposite field. It will land in left field. Skips up on Nick Bruiser. He maintains it. Cabrera stays over at first. It's a leadoff single for the Mariners and Cabrera's first hit of the evening.
Yeah, it looked like Bruiser lost his footing a little bit out there in left field. Went to go plant his right foot, and it slipped, and the ball skipped up on him. Luckily, Cabrera stayed put at first base, and here's a tough out to get here, Nico Cavadas.
4th hit of the game for the Mariners. Cavadas has been held in check so far. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. The first pitch he takes to center field. DiGiacomo will play it on a hop, and it's 2 quick singles for the Mariners as Cabrera gets over to second.
And the Mariners in business. We've mentioned a few times before right now, Sam, that sometimes when you go to the bullpen, especially when your starter is dominating, that it becomes a momentum builder because, oh, hey, we don't have to go against that guy anymore. And it looks like the Mariners were really looking to jump on Johnson, and he's had some trouble here, some pressure here that he has not faced all season long.
Carl Johnson struggling through his first 2 batters. He's given up 2 quick hits, and that brings up Christian Fedko. Fedko has 2 hits of his own, a single in the second and a single in the 4th. Solid game for him so far. Comes up with runners on first and second. Johnson comes set. Now turns back towards second to watch Cabrera. Nico Cavadas over at first. Christian Fedko, of course, with his brother playing in right field. The first time these two have ever played against each other on separate teams. Both going to UConn. Carl Johnson turns back. Now the first delivery to Fedko. He fouls off back toward the backstop on a check swing, 0-1.
Yeah, unhappy with himself because he was trying to hold that swing up and just didn't do it in time. At the ball actually catching the bats, and he falls behind 0-1. It's always, every single pitch matters in baseball. There's a big difference between down 0-1 and being up 1-0.
Fedko back into the box. Braves with a steady 3-0 lead that is being threatened here in this top of the 6th. 0-1 pitch on Fedko is a fastball down the middle from Carl Johnson, and he has Christian Fedko, the hottest batter in this lineup, down 0-2.
Yeah, this is a big test right here, a very big at-bat in this game. The Braves with a 3-run lead, but the best hitter on this team right now, runners on base, 0-2 count here. This is a big momentum builder or buster.
Christian Fedko, a big day last night. The 0-2 is cut on right back into the glove of Henry Davis for strike 3, and he is retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, huge at-bat from Carl Johnson there to get Fedco swinging there on 3 pitches. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter here, Sam, in this 6th inning.
A pinch hitter for the Harwich Mariners. It's Michael Ludwig from Wake Forest, a rising sophomore. He comes up taking out Chris Galland, who was the designated hitter. Now Ludwig comes in. He's batting .268 and 41 at-bats. He has 11 hits, 2 RBIs, 9 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So he'll face Carl Johnson for the first time. Chris Galland was 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout in his 2 plate appearances. Johnson comes set, hands meet at the belt. The first pitch, Ludwig is low for a ball. 1-0. Ludwig at Wake Forest batted .306. 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. He struck out 40 times. He was rated the number 4 prospect in Virginia coming out of high school. The 1-0 pitch is cut on and fouled off into the glove of Henry Davis. 1-1.
Yeah, righty on lefty matchup here, and that's what Harwich is playing here. It's the matchups. Get your lefty in there against the right-hander. No one warming right now in the Braves pen. This is Carl Johnson's inning.
Cabrera at second, Cavadas at first. The 1-1 on Ludwig is a called strike 2. Henry Davis popped out of the squad and looks to throw it over to second. He holds up. Ludwig down, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carl Johnson. Johnson comes set. The 1-2 delivery to Ludwig. He flies it left field side, slicing foul. Remains in the at-bat, still 1-2. Many dark clouds over in right field.
Yeah, it looks a little ominous. Sun peeking out here at Doran Park. 1-2 count here to Ludwig. Real important here for Carl Johnson not to hang a breaking ball. Typically the pitch you'd see here on this kind of count.
1-2 from Johnson. Bounces right before Henry Davis. It hit the plate. Davis stops it right in front of him. It's a 2-2 count on Ludwig.
Again, it's another play that won't show up in the box score, but it's a big stop there from Henry Davis. That pitch bouncing in the dirt. Davis doing well, moving over there and blocking it, keeping the ball in front of him, keeps the runners at first and second, keeps that double play opportunity on rather than having moving to second and third and potentially having a single score both of them.
Here's the 2-2 pitch on Ludwig, right down the middle for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Carl Johnson on the mound. He gets Ludwig looking, and that's 2 gone now.
Johnson has really settled in. We saw his back against the wall really the first time all season in this inning. And how do you respond to it? 2 straight strikeouts.
Michael Rothenberg now steps in with runners on first and second. First pitch is outside. Rothenberg is 0 for 1. He walked in the second and flew out in the 5th inning. Tying run at the plate in the top of the 6th here. The 1-0 gets behind Henry Davis. It's a called ball, and both runners will move up 90 feet. Cabrera gets to third. Cavadas gets to second.
Yeah, so the ball gets past Henry Davis there, and it looked to be more of a pass ball than a wild pitch just out of the naked eye, just of how that one reacted to Davis. Looked like it was pretty catchable. Now 2-0 here. Johnson now with his back more up against the wall.
Johnson comes set. Here's the delivery. It's swung on and missed by Rothenberg. 2-1. The Braves bullpen coming off arguably their best performance of the season after Josh Culliver started in the game against Wareham. Gave up 7 quick runs, and the bullpen came in and did not allow another run to Wareham. The 2-1 pitch is in the zone from Johnson. Now 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here we go. It feels like I said, this is a big momentum builder or buster here, and Johnson has the opportunity to kill any Harwich momentum.
Runners at second and third. The 2-2 is cut on and missed. Strike 3. The Mariners leave runners at second and third and don't get any runs home in the inning. Carl Johnson gets out of it. Still a 3-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. We head to the top of the seventh inning. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Bourne Braves lead this one in the bottom of the sixth inning now. 3-0 lead for the Braves. Cody Morissette will lead things off. It'll be Morissette, Poland, and Fedko due up in this bottom half of the sixth. Harwich Mariners have been held scoreless all 6 innings. Carl Johnson striking out Michael Rothenberg to end the inning. First pitch to Morissette is in there for a strike. Morissette's 1 for 2, a triple in the fourth inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bauman, a breaking ball that slides right in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Or excuse me, no balls and 2 strikes. Lefty on lefty matchup. Here's the 0-2 pitch on Morissette. He swings at it, barely gets a bat on it. A slow ground ball over to short. Hal Hughes picks it up. Throw to first is not in time. And Cody Morissette beats it out with an infield single.
Make that 2 for 3, and that's an almost impossible play for Hal Hughes to make right off the end of the bat. By the time Hughes got there, Morissette was already more than halfway to first base. It would have taken an incredible throw of not only accuracy but velocity. Just not there, not in the cards for Hughes. Morissette with an infield single, and the Braves really taking it to the Mariners right now.
Now Jared Poland comes up. He's also 1 for 2, an RBI single in the fourth inning. Morissette over on first. Here's the first pitch from Bauman. Poland watches it down low for a ball. Poland unique in the fact that he's an excellent two-way player. And we saw him pitch in the last game against Wareham, coming out of the bullpen. Went one inning there, allowed 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 is cut on. Ground ball over to first. Cavadas picks it up. Throw to second is in time. The throw back to first is not in time as Poland gets to first on the fielder's choice, and that's the first out of the inning.
A hit and run on that play. Morissette running on the pitch, and Cavadas did a nice job. Gutsy to throw over there after Morissette was going. He didn't even slide into second because he didn't think the ball was coming there. They get the out at second, and the pitcher there, Bauman, doing well to get to first base, just not in time. And the fielder's choice, Poland takes the place of Morissette over at first base.
It's now Kyler Fedko, who is still looking for his first hit of the ball game. 0 for 2 with a double play in the fourth. First pitch to Fedko is off speed and in the zone from Cam Bauman for a strike. Fedko also a fly out to his brother Christian Fedko over at second in the fourth inning. Or check that second inning. Bauman comes set, checks over to first. Now the 0-1 pitch to Kyler Fedko is off speed and in the zone, and he's now down 0-2.
Yeah, that curveball from Bauman is really working right now. Fedko just needs to have that one big game to really establish his confidence because he hasn't really had it yet so far this season.
It's Jared Poland over at first base. Got on with the fielder's choice in the last at-bat. The 0-2 pitch on Kyler Fedko is swung on and missed for the second out of the inning. Kyler Fedko goes down for the third time tonight.
Yeah, Fedko just behind on that fastball. Tipped it straight back into the glove of Rothenberg for out number 2. Now it's Giovanni DiGiacomo with a chance to build on that single he had back in the 4th inning.
DiGiacomo, 1 for 2. You mentioned that single in the 4th. Poland over at first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. 7 hits for the Braves, 5 for the Harwich Mariners. First pitch to DiGiacomo is outside for a ball, 1-0.
You can notice now DiGiacomo, after throwing that back earlier in the game, decided to sport the batting gloves this time around.
Yeah, smart move. He let go of that bat that almost flung into the Harwich dugout. 1-0 to DiGiacomo is low, 2-0. The Braves knocked out Mariners starting pitcher Connor Seckler after 4 innings. He allowed 6 hits, 3 earned runs. One of them being the solo shot by Xavier Warren. 2-0 is just chopped by DiGiacomo, 2-1. The Braves with a league worst 4 home runs. They've been looking for a power source ever since this season started. Xavier Warren, the leader with 2 home runs. 2-1 pitch to DiGiacomo is outside. And he's now in control, 3-1.
DiGiacomo struggling coming into this game. Has the opportunity here to really build off that earlier at bat here. 3-1 count, real hitters count. Chance for him to go get a 2-hit game.
Here's the pitch to DiGiacomo. It's a fastball down the middle from Cam Bauman for a strike, and the count now runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Jared Poland will be stealing on this pitch.
And we'll have to make sure that he waits until the ball is thrown because he's almost been picked off a couple times.
Payoff to DiGiacomo is a called strike 3 on the inside corner. He doesn't like it, but he walks back to the dugout for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit for the Bourne Braves. They lead it 3-0. We head to the top half of the 7th. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Milton Cap, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game. For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Carl Johnson still on the mound for the Bourne Braves here in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Tyler Keenan, Hal Hughes, and back to the top of the lineup with Max Malchuk. The first pitch to Keenan is a fastball outside, 1-0.
And right there, it looked like Frank Auditor, the home plate umpire, fell for the cardinal sin of, oh, this pitch is going to be a strike. I'm going to stand up. You ready to call it? Oh, wait, it's a ball.
1-0 pitch. That one's a strike. Evens up the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Carl Johnson coming on in relief of Nick Domkowski, who has his best start of the season. 5 innings of scoreless baseball, striking out 5. 1-1 is a strike, now 1-2.
And Carl Johnson, 3 straight strikeouts, looking to make it 4 here very quickly against Keenan.
He stares down Davis, shakes off a sign, now accepts the 1-2 pitch, is going to be fouled off on the third base side, back toward the high school. Stays in the count 1-2. The sun now setting, so Kyler Fedko might struggle a little bit, although I think it's pretty much gone now. So no glare of the sun. 1-2 pitch on Keenan is a called strike 3, and Carl Johnson quickly has his 4th strikeout.
4th strikeout and 4th one in a row. Talk about being in a zone, Sam. My goodness, 4 straight strikeouts against some of the best players in college baseball across the country is something to write home about for sure.
Carl Johnson, one of the more lively players of this team. Actually was the pregame interview by our sideline reporter, Tyler Mannion. Hal Hughes now comes up. First pitch to Hughes is a ball low. Hughes is 0 for 2, the shortstop today for Harwich. A flyout and a fielder's choice. 1-0 pitch from Johnson is lifted high over into the left field area. Nick Bruiser moving over to his right by the foul line, and he will put it away for a quick out number 2.
So the strikeout streak at least dies for a moment here, but 5 consecutive outs here for KJ, Carl Johnson.
Max Marshak comes up. 0 for 3 in the leadoff spot today. A strikeout, a ground out, and a fly out. He's done it all but get on base. First time he faces Carl Johnson. First pitch is a ball just outside, 1-0.
And Sam, you mentioned Tyler Mannion does pregame interviews every single game. Goes up about a half hour or so before the game right here on the Bourne Braves YouTube channel.
1-0, Marshak right back toward the Harwich Mariners dugout. Look out. It looks like everyone got out of the way in time. And oh my goodness, a screamer right over to the dugout. It'll be a 1-1 count. And everybody looks okay.
That's always real scary because that ball comes in faster than any type of pitch. You always notice the exit velocity, and that's a buzzword around baseball nowadays. Off the bat is a lot higher than the pitch. That looked like over 100 miles an hour right into the dugouts. Just reflexes there, Sam.
The 1-1 from Johnson is a chopper ground ball over to short. Cody Morissette fields it, throw to first, and the Harwich Mariners go down in order. No runs, no hits for the Mariners. Still a 3-0 lead for the Braves. It's stretch time. We head to the bottom half of the 7th. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Top of the lineup due up for the Bourne Braves. Xavier Warren, Nick Bruiser, and Cade Beloso here in the top of the 7th inning from Doran Park. A 3-0 lead for the Bourne Braves. Xavier Warren steps up for his 4th at-bat of the evening. He homered in the bottom of the 1st, and 2 more runs came across the plate in the bottom of the 4th. RBIs from Cody Morissette on his triple, and an RBI single from Jared Poland has us where we are now at 3-0. Cam Bauman still in the game. The first pitch to Xavier Warren is a ball upstairs. Warren on the game, 2 for 3. A home run and a double. Bauman comes set. The 1-0 delivery is off speed right in the middle of the zone to Warren. 1-1 count now. The Braves wearing the all-red Cape Cod Baseball League jerseys, as they will every home Friday. The 1-1 pitch from Bauman. Xavier Warren takes it over the outstretched glove of Hal Hughes and into left field. Xavier Warren has his third hit of the ball game, and he's a triple shy of the cycle.
And Hal Hughes did a real nice job jumping for that one. If he was a couple inches taller, that would have been a spectacular catch. But Xavier Warren, have a game, my friend. 3 for 4, a home run, a double, a single. I don't think he's going to get the chance to bat one more time, but I sure hope he does, Sam.
Warren has been solid from that leadoff spot. As Nick Bruiser comes up, he's not having the same success. 0 for 3. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and watches a ball. Bruiser struck out twice and flew out in the first inning. He's looking to turn his fortunes around in a 3-0 lead right now for the Braves. 8 hits, 5 hits for Harwich. There's the 1-0 pitch on Bruiser. He turns around to bunt again and pulls it back. That pitch was upstairs. Now 2-0 count.
And no run is really safe in this league. The Braves trying to pour it on here with Harwich. Bruiser's showing bunt to try and move Warren over to second base. Now 2-0. Should get a good pitch. Let's see if he scores up again.
It's a lefty on righty matchup. 2-0. It's skied high into right center field. Cabrera moving over toward it. He's called off by Marshak, and he will make the play for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, took the first 2 pitches of the at-bat wisely and just missed his 2-0 pitch. He got his fastball down the middle of the plate, just skied it, got under a little bit too much for the first out.
Cade Beloso comes up. He's had a 1 for 2 day so far. A double in the first, walked in the third, and flew out in the fifth. Xavier Warren over on first. First time that Beloso is facing Bauman, and it's off speed in the zone for a strike. Beloso from LSU, a rising sophomore, 18 years old. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's outside and bounces right in front of Rothenberg. Heading over to second is Xavier Warren. He slides in, and he's tagged out. That ball didn't bounce too far in front of Michael Rothenberg. Xavier Warren turned on the Jets anyways, tries to get in scoring position, but Hal Hughes is there and puts on the tag for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, I'm not one for speculation, but it looked like the ball, while the ball might have beaten Xavier Warren to the bag, it looked like the tag from a shortstop there, Hal Hughes, was certainly behind Xavier Warren. It looked like it got him in the midsection, so if his midsection is there, looks like all of his leg there is also there on the bag. I think Rick Emerson having a little bit of a tough day over there at second.
1-1 on Beloso is outside. It's 2-1 now. Two outs, nobody on now. The 2-1 pitch to Beloso is a fastball on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Temperature starting to cool off. Wind still blowing towards center field. The sun has set. Here at Doran Park, the 2-2 pitch to Beloso is off speed that he fouls off back toward the seats. Still 2-2.
And Beloso just missed a home run earlier in tonight's game just by a couple feet. I don't mean distance. I mean height. The ball hit off the fence. See if he can get a pitch to hit here, 2-2.
Here's the pitch from Bauman. Beloso thinks about it, but it's a strike anyways. Beloso goes down looking. Cam Bauman puts down the Braves with a hit from Xavier Warren, and that was it. 1 hit, no runs for the Bourne Braves. They lead it 3-0. We head to the 8th inning. You're watching Braves Baseball on YouTube. Carl Johnson's night is over after an impressive outing out of the bullpen from him. 2 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, no earned runs as well. Johnson's night is over, and Harvey Shapiro turns it over to the man from Harvard, Kieran Shaw.
Yeah, Kieran Shaw's night begins here in the top of the 8th inning. So far in the season, a 1-0 record, a 1.92 ERA. This is going to be his 6th appearance so far this season. He's only thrown 4 2/3, giving up 2 runs, one of which earned, 8 strikeouts as well. We saw him against Katuitt, pitching a 1-2-3 inning. He's proved himself to be another strong bullpen arm, and we likely will see him pitch the 8th. And if the Braves hold on to the lead here, Tyler Brocious in the 9th, Sam.
A 3-0 lead for the Bourne Braves as we approach the top of the 8th inning. Kieran Shaw will be introduced to this Harwich lineup by Joey Weimer, followed by Daniel Cabrera and Nico Cavadas. Between those 3, there's been 2 hits, one from Cabrera and one from Cavadas, both in the 6th inning. And one more hit by Joey Weimer in the 1st. He's 1 for 3. Batting out of the 2 spot today. The first pitch he makes contact with and flies it right behind the press box in foul territory. So Weimer down 0-1 to start this at-bat. Shaw, we mentioned from Harvard, a righty, 6'0", 205. Went 1-3 this past season for Harvard. 3.96 ERA, 25 innings pitched. There's the 0-1 delivery to Weimer. Watches it low for a ball. 1-0, or 1-1. Weimer playing in left today. He's had some action over there. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Shaw. It's off speed and on the inside part of the plate for a strike, 1-2.
And we know Shaw fills up the strike zone. 8 strikeouts in just his 4 2/3 innings pitched. Almost 2 strikeouts per inning for this young man out of Harvard.
Shaw into the windup, the 1-2 delivery on Weimer. He fouls back toward the backstop. 1-2 to the Harwich left fielder. You had to watch Xavier Warren's first inning home run go over his head. That's how the Braves started off things and scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-2 falls low. Bounces underneath Henry Davis. 2-ball, 2-strike count now.
And Weimer shows a lot of great discipline up there at the plate, not biting on that breaking ball outside. We know with the speed he's got, definitely don't want to let him on base.
2-2. That ball low, bounces before Davis. A check over to first. Weimer did not go around. Thought about it, pulled back up in time, and the count now runs full, 3-2.
And it feels like the Braves are up by more than 3 runs, but it's only a 3-0 game here, and a lot can happen in just 2 innings, being crucial here not to let Weimer on.
Payoff pitch to Joey Weimer. He swings at it, ground ball over to short, picked up by Morris. Sent throw to first is in time. Beloso with the stretch at first base, and it's 1 up, 1 down.
Nice pitch there from Kieran Shaw. Gets the ground ball out. Morissette with the backhand. And plenty of time. Throws it over to first base. Big first out. Now Cabrera and Cavadas here going up without the opportunity to have too many runners on base.
Here's Daniel Cabrera. Comes up a 1 for 3 day, 2 strikeouts, and a single in the 6th inning. First pitch to Cabrera from Shaw. Off speed and outside. 1-0 count. And Jordan, can we get some scores over there from around the Cape?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's load up the old internet machine here and see what we got around the Cape.
1-0 pitch is looked at from Cabrera on the inside corner. 2-0.
So Brewster gets a big win over YD in that one. 13-7. Lots of runs being scored. In the second game of the doubleheader, Chatham has a 6-2 lead over Falmouth, and Katuitt has a 6-3 lead themselves over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in their game.
2-0 pitch. Cabrera takes to right field. Fedko moving in. He'll make the catch on the run. 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning.
And rounding out our scores, this one might shock you. You're saying game of the night between the Gatemen and Orleans, 12-2. Wareham over Orleans. Not expecting that, especially with how clinical Orleans pitching staff has been all season.
Yeah, Orleans and Bourne with the 2 top pitching staffs. It kind of fluctuates who's on top with the top ERA in the league as Nico Cavadas steps up, watches ball one. And that was supposed to be a good game. You got the top pitching staff in the league against the best average, best lineup in the league, and obviously Wareham, the dominant force there. 1-0 pitch, Cavadas watches high inside, backs out of it, 2-0.
Yeah, matching fire with fire. Wareham right now on top of the West Division by just a single point. It's been the Gatemen and the Kettleers going back and forth. Falmouth right now in third with 19 points, including their win earlier today.
The 2-0 pitch to Cavadas. He screams back to the backstop. It'll be 2-1. Cavadas on the night is 1 for 3. Strikeout in the first, fly out to right in the fourth, and a single in the sixth inning. 2-1 pitch from Kieran Shaw. Cavadas just gets a bat on it and fouls it back to the backstop. 2-2 now.
And that one just bouncing right off the glove of Henry Davis. Couldn't hang on to it for the third strike. And the Braves with an opportunity here tonight to gain 2 points on Falmouth and to gain 2 points on the Harbor Hawks as well. And more important, I think, Sam, to gain the points off of the Harbor Hawks because Hyannis right now sitting at 7 points. If the Braves can get to 14 going into that doubleheader and even just take one game, they're in a pretty good spot heading into this big stretch of games.
Yeah, an important doubleheader tomorrow against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 2 7-inning games. Those two teams fighting for that fourth spot. Here's the 2-2 pitch on Nico Cavadas. Ground ball over to second. Jared Poland fields it cleanly. Throw to first. And it's 3 up, 3 down for this Harwich lineup. Kieran Shaw takes care of business in the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits. A 3-0 lead for the Braves. We head to the bottom half. You're watching Braves Baseball on the Bourne Braves Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th inning as this game winds down. 3-0 lead for the Braves. They've been in the lead ever since the bottom of the first inning with the first batter. And Xavier Warren homering to left field to begin this game for the Braves. Jake McKenzie will be the pinch hitter for Jackson Greer. And Greer did not have the kind of game that he wanted to against his former team. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So Jake McKenzie will come on and pinch hit against Cam Bauman, who's still in the game. He took over for Connor Seckler in the 5th inning. And McKenzie comes up for his first at-bat of the game so far, a .212 average on the season, 7 for 33. The first pitch, he watches for a strike. 5 runs scored, 3 RBIs, has a homer. Struck out 13 times with 2 stolen bases. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. He takes to left field. That ball will get down, and it's a pinch hit single for Jake McKenzie. He leads this inning off on base. It's the 9th hit for the Braves here in this game.
Yeah, McKenzie coming into this game struggling, swinging the bat. That should do his confidence some good there. Coming in cold off the bench, gets the base hit into left field, and the Braves here in business in this bottom of the 8th inning.
Now it's Henry Davis. He's gotten on twice with 2 walks. Also flew out to left field in the 5th inning. Davis comes on with a runner on, nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. Braves looking for some insurance runs as we see the submarine pitcher Tyler Brocious warming up in the left field Bourne Braves bullpen, the closer for the Braves. First pitch to Henry Davis. He fouls off. Davis came around to score the second run of the ball game in the fourth inning on the Cody Morissette RBI triple. Morissette's been a fun player to watch these past few games. Has now hit in 5 of his last 6 games. The 0-1 on Davis. He swings at and takes to right field. Moving to his right is Cabrera. He will make the play in the right center field gap. Jake McKenzie will head back over to first. It's the first out of the inning.
And a hard hit ball there from Davis. A little unlucky. Right into right center. Second time today that he's had a ball kind of just get caught up in the wind. And the right fielder, Cabrera, doing well to move over there, make the catch, and keep the runner at first base. And up steps that hot hitter you mentioned, Sam, Cody Morissette.
Morissette's 2 for 3. His first multi-hit game of the season. He also came around to score on the Jared Poland RBI single. First pitch to Morissette is a fastball down the middle for a strike.
Morissette, we mentioned after the first quarter of the season ended, something just felt different about him. He was doing the same things up at the plate, had the same stats. You could just feel his aura. It just changed.
Bauman comes set. The 0-1 delivery to Morissette. He takes to center field. Marocek moving to his right side. He'll make the play. Marshak in right center field or left center field covers a wide range and jumps up and makes the play. Robs a hit from Cody Morissette. Would have been his third hit of the ball game, but instead he's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, robs a hit, and most likely an extra base hit as well with how well that ball was hit off of the bat of Cody Morissette. Like we said, even though he gets out there, found a gap, just Marshak made a great play.
Now it's Jared Poland. Throw back over to first. McKenzie gets back in time. Poland has gotten on twice, singled in the fourth inning, had a fielder's choice in the sixth, and he also flew out to center, right to Marshak in the second inning. First pitch to Poland inside. 1-0. Poland joining this team just last week. Still getting used to the Cape Cod Baseball League feel. Here's the 1-0. Slides right in the zone in the off speed. 1 ball, 1 strike count now.
And Poland's found himself a lot of playing time. First as a DH, then as a second baseman, then as a pitcher, and now back today in the middle infield at second.
1-1 from Bauman. Poland watches the fastball low. It's a 2-1 count now. The Braves looking to end their 2-game skid. They are 1-5 in their last 6 games. Here's the 2-1 pitch. McKenzie takes off running. It's a called strike. McKenzie gets down over to second. He's safe. Jake McKenzie gets his third stolen base on the season. He's now in scoring position with Poland, a 2-2 count on him.
Yeah, and McKenzie got a good jump against the lefty Bauman. Pitch in the dirt also helps him out, and the throw to second, short hop. Hal Hughes over there at second base, so he had to pick it clean, and then by the time he had caught it and had to go reapply the tag, McKenzie was sliding in safely.
Bauman comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Poland. It's a hard hit ball to center field. Sliding and making the catch is Max Marshak, and he makes the play for the third out of the inning. The Braves leave a runner on. A 3-0 lead for the Braves as we head to the top of the ninth inning, and Tyler Brocious, the closer for the Bourne Braves, coming in to try and save this one. You're watching Bourne Braves Baseball on YouTube. Braves looking to end this one in the top of the ninth, a 3-0 lead for Bourne. And Joran, Tyler Brocious, the Braves closer, comes in to try and end it.
Yeah, Tyler Brocious, what more can we say about this guy that has not already been said? 3 saves on the year, a 0.00 ERA, and his 6 1/3 innings pitch. This being his 6th appearance of the season, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs given up, and more importantly, no hits from this young man this season from the University of Rhode Island. Last saw him against Wareham July 1st. He threw that 9th inning, got a strikeout against the Wareham game in a non-save situation when they won 7-1 on 7-1.
He will face the 5, 6, 7 batters in Christian Fedko, Michael Ludwig, and Michael Rothenberg of this Harwich lineup, a lineup that's been held to 5 hits, no runs. Brocious looks to get his league-leading 4th save on the season, and he'll face Christian Fedko. Fedko is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a strikeout as well. Another dominant performance from the Braves bullpen. Brocious comes set. The submarine pitcher delivers his first pitch on Fedko. It's a strike right down the middle.
We know Tyler Brocious fills up this strike zone. Has to go up against the hottest hitter, even though he struck out his last time, in Christian Fedko.
Brocious hasn't allowed a single hit in his 6 1/3 total innings pitched on the season. The 0-1 to Fedko is low. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Well, the fans love watching Tyler Brocious pitch because he's so dominant, has that weird submarine motion. The problem is you haven't been able to see him pitch too much because, I mean, the Braves in the past 6 have gone 1-5. He comes on for save situations. The 1-1 pitch to Christian Fedko is low, 2-1.
2-1 to Fedko here. Brocious, we heard here, originally recruited as a center fielder to the University of Rhode Island. Kind of fell into this pitching position almost on accident.
Actually played in a summer league last year as a center fielder. Here's the 2-1 pitch on Christian Fedko. Ground ball over to Xavier Warren, just going foul. That evens up this count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And with Tyler Brocious, you never really know where the ball is going to end up. He says sometimes he has blisters and scrapes from rubbing his knuckles, up against the pitcher's mound there. And with that release point, it's almost a little unpredictable, especially as a hitter.
Brocious comes set. Here's the 2-2 pitch on Christian Fedko. It's right off the end of the bat going towards center field. Morissette moving back. That'll fall in between Morissette and Giovanni DiGiacomo for a leadoff hit, and that's the first hit allowed on the season for Tyler Brocious.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Sooner or later it was going to happen. He goes 6 1/3 innings of no-hit baseball. And now has to go up here against another pinch hitter here.
A new pinch hitter for the Harwich Mariners. Brocious comes set. It's Fedko over at first. First pitch is an inside strike. Pinch hitter is going to be, I believe, still Michael Ludwig. It is. Ludwig's still in this game. So this is his second at-bat now. The 0-1 is taken to left center field. Giovanni DiGiacomo won't be able to get it. It falls into the gap. Heading over to third will be Fedko, and sliding into second with a leadoff or another hit for the Harwich Mariners is Michael Ludwig. So runners now at second and third for the Mariners. Tyler Brocious, the first time we've seen him struggle all year.
Yeah, back against the wall here for Tyler Brocious. He gives up the long double there to Ludwig. Pitch goes into left center field. DiGiacomo and Bruiser meeting in the middle. Just one of those where there's not a whole lot you can do when you go and track the ball. By the time you get it, the runner already rounding first base.
The tying run comes to the plate now with still nobody out. Michael Rothenberg now steps up. The first pitch he sees is a strike on the outside corner. We mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, but Rothenberg was one of the 3 Harwich Mariners to appear in the College World Series Home Run Derby. One swing of the bat, he could tie this ball game up at 3. Brocious comes set. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Rothenberg. It's cut on, and barely fouled off. He falls behind 0-2.
Yeah, strikeout would be huge right here for Tyler Brocious. 0-2. If he gets that final strike, he's able to get that first out of the inning. Defense can relax a little bit more when you're only up by 3.
Brocious comes set. The 0-2 pitch on Rothenberg. He just fouls off back into the gear of Henry Davis, the catcher. He stays alive, 0-2. Fedko over at third. Ludwig at second. Ludwig gets a double with Fedko on first and moves now 2 runners in scoring position for the Mariners, who haven't scored all game. They've had 7 hits, have not been able to turn that into anything on the scoreboard. Here's the 0-2 from Brocious. Inside. Rothenberg didn't move out of the way. Watches a ball. 1-2.
Yeah, Brocious obviously not as effective as he usually is out of the pen. Runners on second and third here. Tying run at the plate. Obviously cannot make a mistake here to a very dangerous Michael Rothenberg.
The 1-2 pitch on Rothenberg is outside. Henry Davis slides out of his position to catch it. It's now 2-2.
And Rothenberg is doing a nice job here of taking some pitches, not afraid to go deep into the count with Brocious. We haven't seen Brocious a ton. That's because he usually gets out of his innings pretty quickly.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Tyler Brocious. Rothenberg to left field. Bruiser moving in on it. That ball gets down. Coming home is Fedko. Ludwig stops over at third. It's an RBI single for Michael Rothenberg, and Harwich gets on the board. The tying run is now over at first.
Just a little popped up single down the left field line as Ace Adams will come out and have a mound visit here with Tyler Brocious. Go ahead runner now at the plate. The shutout is no more. Would have been the Braves' first shutout of the season. That's out the door now. And a long way to go still in this inning with nobody out, Sam.
Well, Brocious, we saw him allow his first hit of the season. Now he's allowed 2 more. 3 hits for the Harwich Mariners in this inning, and he also allows his first run of the season. And Tyler Keenan will be coming up. There's going to be a pinch runner at first, taking out Rothenberg. We'll see who the Mariner is. It's going to be Dylan Noisy. Noisy's over at first in the pinch run situation, taking out Rothenberg. Ludwig is over at third. Tyler Keenan, who is 0-2 with a walk in this game, comes up as the potential winning run here at the plate. 3-1 lead for the Braves. Brocious struggling for the first time we've seen all year. First pitch to Keenan. Watches outside for a ball. Well, this is interesting, Jordan, because you're right. We haven't seen Brocious pitch as much as we've seen him here tonight. It's usually a quick 1-2-3 inning, and the Braves win. This is a different situation for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's usually no more than 15 pitches, and he's already eclipsed that here so far.
Throw back to first. Noisy gets back in time. Keenan grounded out into a double play in the second and struck out in the 7th. The Braves would love a double play right now. Here's the 1-0. Keenan right back over to short. Morissette picks it up. The toss to second is in time. The throw to first is in time as well. It's a double play. Ludwig comes home to score. So now a 3-2 game, but the Braves, more importantly, get 2 outs on the board.
The Braves will sacrifice the second run for 2 outs. Big time there. Brocious gets lucky. It was a very hard hit ball just right at Cody Morissette. Rick Emerson, the umpire, had to jump to get out of the way. Ended up on the seat of his pants. They flipped the 6-4-3, and it's 1 more out to go for the Braves.
Hal Hughes will be the last chance for the Harwich Mariners. Brocious, nobody on. Gets a lucky double play ball from Tyler Keenan. First pitch to Hughes is inside. It'll be a 1-0 count. Hughes on the night so far is 0-3, a couple of flyouts and a fielder's choice. 3-2 lead for the Braves. 2 runs sacrificed in this top of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hughes. Fouls it off on a ball that came off the bat and hit the plate. Evens up 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler Brocious, one of the most dominant closers in this league, faces adversity for the first time. Has allowed his first runs on the season. Comes set. The 1-1 pitch to Hal Hughes outside. Henry Davis didn't even go for it. It's a 2-1 count now.
Yeah, not even close there from Brocious. Ended up past the other batter's box, almost into foul territory with that pitch. It's okay, though. It's only just one pitch. No harm, no foul yet. However, you really don't want to go back to this top of the lineup with Max Marshak and Joey Weimer.
Hughes back in the box. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Brocious. Hughes fouls it off, and he's down to his final strike, 2-2. The fans encouraging Tyler Brocious on the mound. He has 3 saves this season. That's tied for a league-leading number. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 9th inning, 3-2 lead for the Braves. 2-2 count on Hal Hughes. Here's the pitch from Tyler Brocious. Inside, just misses the zone. And the count will run full, 3-2.
Yeah, that pitch looked inside. It looked a little bit up as well. Looked like the right call from right here. The fans here at Dorn Park definitely wanted. So did the bench. Now a full count here for the Submarine.
3-2 count on Hal Hughes. He is the tying run. The payoff pitch from Brocious. Got him swinging! And the Braves win it 3-2. Tyler Brocious, the Submarine, somehow finds a way to sink the Harwich ship and get this win. 3-2. The Braves win it.
Everyone can take a deep breath. Tyler Brocious, he got the job done. That's all that matters. What a game. It turned into a nail-biter, Sam. Edge of your seat stuff. You pay for the whole seat, they say, but you only need the edge. And everyone's sitting on the edge of their seats here in the top of the 9th inning.
2 runs in the top of the 9th for the Harwich Mariners. They make it a 3-2 game, and Hal Hughes, who represented the tying run at the plate, strikes out on a 3-2 pitch. Well, Tyler Brocious has been dominant all year. He finally shows some signs of weakness, giving up his first hits and runs of the season, but he keeps his composure and gets out of it, and the Braves get their 7th win on the season. They scored 1 run in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the 4th to get their 3 runs on the day. And Jordan, a big player that we saw really come out of his shell. Xavier Warren, a 3-year performance.
Yeah, he seems to be the streakiest player on this team, and right now he is feeling it up at the plate. 3 for 4, like you mentioned, Sam, a home run, a double, and a single, only a triple short from the cycle. What a performance from him, and it's been great so far to see.
And the Braves get a big win on an East opponent, the Harwich Mariners. The Mariners sit last in that Eastern division, but the Braves get their 7th win on the season. They move to 7-11 on the year so far, with a doubleheader coming up tomorrow at Hyannis. The 2 bottom teams in the West fighting it out and looking for that 4th spot. That'll be it for Joran Palacio. I'm Sam Wiederhalf saying thank you for tuning in and have a great night. The Braves win it 3-2.
victory 3-2 over the Harwich Mariners, joined now by Xavier Warren. Xavier, you went 3 for 4, a leadoff home run, a single and a double as well. How are you feeling today at the plate? And that leadoff home run, you had only seen that was just the second pitch of the at bat. What does a home run in the beginning do like that for your confidence? And you led off today in the lineup. That was the first time we've seen you lead off in a while. You've been batting in the 5 spot, some other spots there as well. I believe we've seen you in the 3 hole as well. What's your most confident place to be in the lineup? And you guys get a big win today against Harwich after a 2-game losing streak. What do you think this does for your momentum moving forward into a big series tomorrow against Miami? And one problem we saw with this team, it was getting hits but not really getting the runs across the plate. You guys did that today. How do you think you solved it? All right, that'll do it. The Braves win it 3-2. Player of the game, Xavier Warren. He went 3 for 4 with a solo home run. We'll see you tomorrow.